Once more, we gather in the dog cave to look at another new topic, and in this case, we're going to just give you a brief overview of some of the theory of metacognition. So we'll swing in on this. This is metacognition according to the dog. Metacognition might be defined as your ability to think about your own thinking, to be consciously aware of yourself as a problem solver, to monitor, plan, control your mental processes, and to accurately judge one's level of learning. This is about self-analysis and self-synthesis and self-evaluation. Why do you think students today uh, don't really know how to learn or how to study? Well, a lot of people blame the high school, perhaps. It might be in other courses. They just simply haven't had to study. Most teachers, the day before the test, regurgitate the test, give you the test, you go in and regurgitate what's on it. But what did you really have to do in order to study? What did you really have to do in order to know and to learn and to master the material? Most of us are very much attuned to having the faculty or the teacher hold our hand and guide us carefully through. But have you ever asked yourself how humans process information and how do they really increase their knowledge? What factors influence your learning? And what types of learning facilitate the real transfer of information to within yourself, which you gain within new settings? And how do you change teaching to improve learning? Uh, what we know about learning is that active learning is more lasting than passive learning. And thinking about thinking is very important. And of course, just recently we did some things with Bloom's taxonomy. Higher level of knowledge and of knowing in a higher stage, such as synthesis and analysis and evaluation, are much more important than just knowing or comprehending. Look at these stages again. At what level do you think that most of high school may operate at? Well, it depends on who you had as a teacher. Let me tell you, there's some good high school teachers out there that will kick your butt until you learn evaluation. There are others that just simply want you to regurgitate facts. The same can be said of college. But if you're going to operate at a higher level, you need to develop the ability to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information based upon yourself. Now, you go back to this, and what do you think most students would answer about where they have to operate, whether it's in high school or whether it's in college, in order to get an A or a B? What do you think they answered? Well, I would imagine that most of them really hit in the middle, maybe comprehension and application. The truth is, however, that they need to be able to evaluate, to synthesize, and analyze information. There are some effective metacognitive strategies. You must learn to ask why, how, and what if. Survey, question, read, recite, review, and write. Test underlying concepts by many lectures on concepts. You'll notice I do a lot of little YouTube videos because I think that helps you gain the ability to truly learn material, and use the study cycle with intensive sessions. Now, here's some effective strategies for teaching unprepared students. Establish high expectations. Emphasize consistent contact. Determine a student's learning style. Define student success. Clarify student responsibility. Establish a learning community of scholars and meet students where they are. Interweave assessment and teaching. Have you ever seen students that think it's all about the teacher, and yet teachers think it's all about the student? Might it be about both when we really get down in order to teaching people how to learn? We need to keep in mind that there are different views about intelligence. Some people believe that intelligence is fixed, that it's static, that you're born with what you're going to get and that's it. Well, there is some validity to that, but another concept is that we can grow intelligence. Example is, well, I'm not any good at math. Of course, I spent 4 minutes in the entire week on my assignment. I knew I was going to fail. Well, have you ever seen someone that really works and tries and overcomes all sorts of barriers? They're an overachiever. If you want to master something, work at it, and it will help you. And we need to teach students to do that. Mindset determines your reactions to challenges, obstacles, and tasks requiring effort. Criticism, do you learn from it or do you ignore it? And how do you feel about the success of others? Are you threatened by their success, or do you find inspiration in their success? We have to teach students a mindset, and we have to work with ourselves to develop a self mindset in which we face challenges bravely and overcome obstacles, and we tackle tasks requiring effort, and we accept criticism, and we respond well to the success of others. Who do you think students say is primarily responsible for student learning? Is it the student, the professor, or the institution? Well, you might be surprised what students say. A lot of times, some folks say, oh, they say the professor. Others will say themselves. Others will say, well, the institution has a responsibility. The truth is that all three of these entities have to take full responsibility for student learning. If we want to see an increase in student learning, retention, graduation rates, and so forth and so on, then we all have to be responsible. I'm trying to help you with your metacognitive skills to help you rise to a higher level. You need to help yourself. We need to learn together. We need to evaluate how we learn. We need to look internally at what it takes to help us learn, and we need to avail ourselves of those resources. Well, this was brought to you again by the dog, and here is my email address. Hope to hear from you. You have a good day. And if you're seeking the answer, keep the following in mind.
Answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing